Hello guys, my name is Balkrishna Srivastava and welcome to Code with PK. So in this video, we write the function in C programming to print the linked list in reverse order using recursion. So before we begin, it is a request to please subscribe to my channel. And if any of my previous videos has helped you out, or if this video helps you out, so please do subscribe to my channel. Okay. So in this video, we have to write a function, okay, to print the linked list in reverse using recursion, right? And in this series where we talk about linked list in C programming, we saw linked list from the very start, from the very basics, that what is the idea of linked list, how do we create nodes and then connect nodes in order to create a linked list. We use this struct node object to create nodes, and this struct node pointer basically enables us to go to the next node from the current node. Okay, right? And then we discussed functions to find the length, to print the linked list, to insert at front, to insert at end, get the value at a particular index. Okay, and we tested all this. All right. Okay, we still have a lot of functions to insert and remove to go in the upcoming videos. In this video, we print the linked list in reverse using recursion. Okay, so suppose if I have a linked list, say maybe 13, 4, 1, 8, 100 and null. Okay, I have to print the values of this linked list in reverse order, and this is my head. Output, if this is my console slash output, I need to print 100, which is the last node, then 8 second last node, 1, 4 and then 30. Okay, so I start printing from the right to left if I want to print this linked list in reverse order. Okay, and we use recursion. First thing about recursion, you can solve a problem using a recursive process only if the problem can be divided into subproblems, which is the recursive case. Okay, I'll explain it in a moment. Okay, and then you have a base case where the recursion stops. Okay, so what do I mean by dividing problems into subproblems? For example, if you want to print this list in reverse, the output is 108, 1, 4, 13. Or you can think that you want to print 13 plus the reverse of 4, 1, 8, 100 and null. Okay, so print this list in reverse, which is 108, 1, 4, and then print 13 in order to print this reverse, this linked list in reverse. Okay, so you can solve a problem using a recursive process when the problem can be broken down into subproblems. Okay, so printing this list in reverse is the same as printing 13 and then the remaining list, then saying 13 and 4 and then the remaining list and so on. Okay, which is the recursive case. All right, recursive case is there where you recur with solving a subproblem. Okay, in very simple words. Okay, forgive me for the handwriting. Okay, right? And then base case is where recursion stops. Okay, because we keep dividing the problem into subproblems, into further subproblems, into further subproblems. So there should be a certain point where this process stops. So the case where that process stops is the base case, right? So I'm going to write the code to print this linked list in reverse using recursion first, and then I'm going to try and show this how this works. Okay, so if I have this function void print, I'm just saying using the word print and not this entire thing that I've written, print linked list reverse. Okay, it takes a node pointer head. Okay, I say if head equal to null. Okay, this is my base case. This is where recursion stops, because if the head is null, linked list is empty, there is nothing to print. Okay, so you say simply return. Okay, then you recur, you call the same print function, okay, passing the next of this head, and after you return from the recursive call to this function, you then print f. Okay, %d \n, the value in this node, which is x. Okay, so let me use node instead of head. If node equal to null, return, I'll say print node.next and print node.x. Okay, quickly running and testing this, and then I'm going to try run this. So if I have, say, I'll keep this as node. I'll say if node equal to null, okay, I return, this is my base case, and then there is my recursive case. Okay, so in this case, you recur first, call the same function, passing the next of this node. Okay, and then in the next line you print, so you say print f %d backslash n, and the value you need to print is node.x. Okay, compiling and dot slash ll print reverse. Okay, so we have not called this print reverse function. We have the code from a previous videos where I'm just using the get@add function. Okay, so I'm going to comment this out. Okay, I'm just going to print the linked list to show what is there in the linked list right now. Okay, this is our linked list 13 to 33 897 65, length is 7 nodes. Okay, and we're using insert at end. With this print, I'm gonna say printf nodes in reverse order. Okay, backslash n. Okay, you say print linked list reverse, pass the head. Okay, so compile and run. So apart from a regular, apart from the linked list that is shown in the original order, we get 65 the last node, then 97 second last node, 100 third last, 8, 33, 2 and 30. Okay, all right. So if I insert one more at front, say maybe 290. Okay, so you'll see another new node at the front 290, and this 290 comes at last. All right. Okay, going back to this dry run of this code. Okay, I am calling this print function with the value head. Okay, so head is pointing here. I am calling print, okay, with a node that has value 13. Okay, this function call goes here with node pointing to 13, this node. Okay, my condition first is checked is node equal to null is false. So when we call print reverse, I'm going to say print reverse, print reverse, print reverse. So when we call print reverse, we pass head, which is basically the node with the value 13. The first check node equal to null is false, so you come here. Okay, so you call print r again with node.next, which is the node with value 4. Okay, so node.next, which is the node with the value 4. So basically calling this print r reverse function again, okay, where the node gets the value with value 4. Okay, fresh call of the function with node getting this node which has value 4. Again, node equal to null will be false in this case. So you come here, you say call print r again, another recursive call, pass next of node, and after 4 we have this node with value 1. So there is another fresh call to this print reverse function, okay, where the node that you get is this particular node with the value 1. Okay, right? Again, node equal to null will be false. Okay, so calling print reverse and passing head will recursively call print by passing this node with the value 4, which in turn calls print reverse by passing the node with the value 1. Okay, which in turn, okay, because this condition is false, so you recur. The next line of the code is to recur. You say print r node next, okay, which is the value 8, which is basically saying fresh call, another call to print reverse that gets a node with the value 8, so basically gets this node. Okay, again you come here, node equal to null is false in this again, node is pointing here for this function call. Okay, then you recur again, you say print r, you pass node dot next, which is basically the node with the value 100. Okay, which is another fresh call, print r node. Okay, so the node pointer that this function call gets is the node with the value 100, this node. Again, node equal to null is false. Okay, you come here, you say print r node dot next, which is basically null. Okay, you call print r again. Okay, the node is null in this case, and node equal to null is true. When node equal to null is true, you return. So the function call returns to the point from where it was called, which was here. Function call returns, that is when we call this print r with node getting this particular node with 100, the function call returns, and then you print %d and node.x. When you print, if this is your output, okay, the function call has returned for this. Okay, so for this node x is 100, so you print 100. When you print 100, function is over. You go back to the point where this function was called, which is here. Okay, here node with the value 8 was passed. Okay, so the function returns. Then you print %d, which is node.x, which is 8, so you print 8 in the next line. Function is over. You go back to the point where this function with the value 8 was called, so you go back here where node with 1 was called. Okay, function call returns. In the next line you print node.x. Node.x in this case is 1. Okay, right, last line of the function is done. This function returns to the point from where it was called, which was passing node with the value 4. Okay, so the function call returns. In the next line you print %d \n. %d in this case is 4. Okay, last line is done. Function call returns to the point from where it was called, which was in the function where node got this value, node with value 13. Okay, function call returns. You print 13. Okay, you return to the function, you return to the main. Okay, where function was called. Control goes back to the main, and the output you get is 108.14.13, which is the output in reverse order. Okay, so if you change this and do something like this, maybe if you do this, then it is just going to print it in the same order, because you are printing and then moving on to the next node. Okay, so now you will see I'll just get in separate lines the nodes in the original order. Okay, all right, and this is how you print in reverse. Okay, and again it is possible because we are able to break this problem into sub problems, where where solving the sub problem is a recursive case and base case is where the recursion stops. Okay, so you can think of the base case in terms of the fact that if I pass null, it means the list is empty. It means there is nothing to print. So if I pass null, I simply return nothing happens. Okay, so this was the code to print the linked list in reverse using recursion in C programming. Okay, so I hope you like this video and this was helpful. So if there is any doubt, there's a part you don't understand, please let me know in the comments. I always try to answer all your comments, and you can also let me know in the comments if there's a question you want to solve or if there's a concept you want to discuss. So please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching.